Hello dear students, let's continue with the chapter Chemical Bonding 1. In the last lecture we have discussed the valence bond theory and the formation of H2 bond. Now we will discuss the limitations of valence bond theory. The first one is the valence bond theory could be applied to many systems, but which are simple ones. In most of the cases the mathematical treatment is very complex, and so we have to use the approximate methods in that case. So that means we can say that the first limitation is it is inadequate in many systems. The second is formation of coordination valency could not be explained by this method. Next, it fails to explain bonding in electron deficient compounds. Now, for any molecule or ion, we have to write several resonating structures, and even then the true structure is not represented by any one of the hybrid structure. So, not possible to write one structure which alone can explain the structural features of that molecule or ion. And the next is it fails to explain the paramagnetic behavior of oxygen molecule, because according to valence bond theory, the atoms in the oxygen molecule should have electronic configuration which is near to resembling that of the neon, the noble gas. And according to this theory, the oxygen molecule, when it is formed, there are no unpaired electrons, which means it is diamagnetic in nature. But according to the real picture, the oxygen molecule is paramagnetic. So in spite of these limitations, it has wide applicability, especially in predicting the geometry of molecules or ions. So you have studied about covalent bond, that it is formed due to sharing of the electrons between the atoms. It is localized between the nuclei of atoms, and strength of covalent bond, it depends upon the extent of overlapping. Maximum the overlapping between atomic orbitals, stronger will be the bond formed. And the important feature is covalent bond has directional nature, which results in different shapes and geometries. Now two theories they are proposed to explain the shapes and geometries of molecules or ions. One is hybridization and the second is valence shell electron pair repulsion, or VSEPR in short theory. So first discuss hybridization. What is hybridization? It is defined as the phenomenon of intermixing of orbitals of slightly different energies, so that they redistribute their energies and thus resulting in new set of orbitals of equivalent energies and shape. And the newly formed orbitals are called hybrid or hybridized orbitals, and they have characteristic orientation in space. Now here it should be noted that hybridization, it is a mathematical concept only, which is helpful in explaining the structural properties of the molecules. Now what are the characteristics of hybridization? Number one is number of hybridized orbitals formed is equal to number of orbitals undergo hybridization. Secondly, hybridized orbitals are always similar in shape and they are equivalent in their energies. Thirdly, hybrid orbitals they form more stable bonds than the atomic orbitals. And number four, only the hybrid orbitals are directional in nature, so they form stable arrangement in the preferred directions. Now what are the conditions? Number one, only valence shell orbitals of an atom are hybridized. Secondly, promotion of an electron to higher states, it is not an essential condition for hybridization to happen. Third is there should be only small energy difference between the orbitals under hybridization. Not only half-filled orbitals, but in some cases it is found that full-filled orbitals they also participate in hybridization. So there are different types of hybridization. We will discuss it one by one. Firstly, we will take sp hybridization. Sp, it means 1s 1p orbital mix, and it forms two equivalent sp hybrid orbitals. You know, we said that number of hybridized orbital formed is equal to number of orbitals that get hybridized. So S and P 2, 1 and 2, and they are forming two equivalent sp hybrid orbitals. Examples are beryllium chloride, beryllium hydride, beryllium fluoride. So beryllium, its atomic number is 4, its ground state electronic configuration is 1s2 2s2. So the valence shell will participate. So 2s2, I will write 2s, 2 electrons are in 2 and 2p is vacant. So this is the ground state. Now what will happen? According to the valence bond theory, no valency because of the absence of unpaired electrons, but beryllium exhibits divalency. It is very much clear from these examples, beryllium chloride, fluoride, etc. So this can be explained on the basis of hybridization. So in the excited state, one electron will jump to the higher state empty 2p orbital. This process is called promotion and the state is called excited state. So these now there are two unpaired electrons. Now there are two unpaired electrons and beryllium will form two bonds, but the two bonds formed will not be equivalent because one bond will be formed by overlapping of 2s orbitals of beryllium with that of p orbitals of the F fluorine atom, and other will be formed by overlapping of 2p orbital of beryllium and 2p of fluorine. But you know, experimentally it is found that the bonds are equivalent in nature. Now how it is possible? For that we will found that this is because the intermixing is occurring. So the bond, it is not purely of s character or p character, but the hybrid orbitals are sp hybrid orbitals, right? So when 2s orbitals combining with 2p orbitals, so here we are forming two sp hybrid orbitals. Two sp orbitals, hybrid orbitals, they try to be as apart from each other as possible due to repulsive forces, and this results in linear geometry and angle 180 degree between the two orbitals. Now fluorine, atomic number 9, electronic configuration 1s2 2s2, 2p5, which means 2px2, 2py2 and 2pz1. So half filled orbital, this half filled p orbital of each fluorine atom, it will overlap with one of the sp hybrid orbital of beryllium. This electronic shearing results in the form of beryllium fluoride, and the bond angle is 180 degree and the geometry is linear. So pictorially it can be shown like these are the sp hybrid orbitals of beryllium, these are the two p orbitals of fluorine. So they are forming this beryllium fluoride with linear geometry. Similarly, we will explain the other hybridization. Come to the second type, it is sp2 hybridization, 1s 2p. So obviously कितने हो गए? 3. So they will hybridize to form 3 equivalent sp2 hybrid orbitals. We are taking example of boron trifluoride BF3, boron symbolized as B, electronic configuration 1s2 2s2 2px1. In the ground state, 2 electrons are present in 2s and 1 in 2p. In the excited state, 1 electron from 2s will jump to that of 2p. Now there are 3 unpaired electrons now. So that means 3 equivalent bonds, that is the 3 orbitals 2s, 2px and 2py hybridized, and they will result in the formation of sp2 hybrid orbitals. Now these 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, they will try to remain as far as possible, so they will adopt a trigonal planar geometry, right? So they will adopt to form the trigonal planar geometry as it is shown here. S orbital, these are 2 p orbitals, these are 3 sp2 hybrid orbitals, right? So in the formation of boron trifluoride molecule, the half-filled orbital of boron trifluoride, half-filled orbital of the boron trifluoride, it overlaps with each of the 3 half-filled sp2 hybrid orbitals of the boron, and thus it is resulting in the trigonal planar geometry, and here the bond angle is 120 degree. Next, third type is sp3 hybridization. sp3 means 1s and 3p orbitals hybridized to form 3 plus 1, it is 4. So 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. Example is CH4 carbon. Its electronic configuration, atomic number is 6. Its atomic number is 6 and its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1. So it has only 2 unpaired electrons in the p orbital. So here we have to count for the tetravalency. So that means 1 electron from 2s will shift to that of 2p. Now there are 4 unpaired electrons in the excited state, right? So to account for the equivalent CH bonds, it means 1 2s and 3 2p orbitals, they will hybridized and they will form sp3 hybrid orbitals. How many? 4. So they will form 4 sp3 hybrid orbitals. The mixing of 4 hybrid orbitals, it is shown here. 1s, 3p, and here the mixing resulting in 1, 2, 3, 4 hybrid sp3 hybrid orbitals, and they are directed towards the corner of a tetrahedral. So again in this formation here, so that means they will be at the corners of the tetrahedron, and the geometry in methane molecule, it is tetrahedral geometry. Bond angle is 109 degree 28 minutes, right? So this is all about for today's lecture. Thank you.